What's up, guys? It's the Brazilian Bros with Matt Kiteboarding, bringing you a very special video. We have Gray Foster back here with us for a three-way kite comparison. We've got the brand new Bandit by Brainchild and F1. We also got the Duotone LTE D Lab. And finally, we have the North Reach 2025. All three kites are three-strut free ride kites. And we're gonna send out this legend on a strapless board so that we can hear his thoughts and his feedback about each one of those individual kites. So great, tell us, what kite do you ride right now and for how long have you been riding it?
Right now I'm riding the Duotone Neo, which is their wave kite. And I've been on that kite for about 4 or 5 years and I've really used no other kite besides the Neo. So this will be a fun test to see what these other kites can do.
Sick. Yeah, it'd be really cool to actually compare them simultaneously to the Neo. So before you buy a kite, I know you've been on a Neo for a long time, but before you buy a kite, what are some of the characteristics that you're looking for?
I think I want a kite that's fast because for wave riding, you really want something that's really responsive and you can steer really fast. And then, I don't know, for freestyle, I think I just want a kite that gives you the ability to jump pretty high and maybe just a kite that catches me a little softer.
We've got the kites lined up here. We're gonna start with the brand new Bandit by F1. Let's get this guy in the water and stay tuned because you're not gonna miss the action. Let's go. All right, guys, Gray is walking out his lines. First kite we're going with is the Bandit Brainchild. It is a brand new kite by F1. We're super excited because it is sold as an all-around free ride kite, and we can't wait to see what Gray is gonna say as far as how this kite does in the waves and for some freestyle strapless action. Let's go. We just made it back here to the beach, and for this kite comparison, we had to make a decision. We had two options. The first one was to give him 3 individual bars that match each individual kite, or to have him use his own bar that he's used to for all 3 kites. We decided to go with the latter option because we wanted to keep the most amount of variables constant as possible. Let us know in the comments what you think and whether this is the right decision. But anyways, let's keep going. What do you think about this kite so far, Gray?
I mean, well, right now it's super powered. It feels really good. The bar pressure feels really similar to the Neo, which I think I'm gonna like. And yeah, I'm excited to just go try it out.
Sick. Let's go for the first session, Bandit Brainchild by F1. Let's go. On the Bandit Brainchild. It was nuts to watch him out there. He was throwing some insane rotations. There was a triple front row being done out there, which for those who don't know, there's maybe 10 people in the world who can do that maneuver. So Gray, tell us, what do you think about the kite?
I mean, that was for a 20-minute session. That was a really good 20-minute session for me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it feels really similar to the Neo, but I feel like it just has a little bit more, it has a little bit more lift, or there's just like a little bit more time in the air. But I mean, for me, that session was really good. And I think I really enjoy this kite. I mean, it's the first kite we've tried so far, and so I don't really have anything really to compare it to. But for right now, this kite's like really good. Really good.
Awesome. That's great. Let's get the next kite going. It is the Duotone Evo D LTD. Let's go. Generally for our videos, we like to separate things in terms of jumping ability, looping ability, and ease of use. So Greg, tell us a little bit more about each one of those categories and about the Bandit Brainchild.
Yeah, so for jumping, I think it was really good. It seemed to kind of drop me a little bit fast. Like it didn't have a whole lot of lift, but for me, it was fine. Sometimes for strapless freestyle, you don't really want a kite that holds you up. For front rolls, you know, it can sometimes pull you off the board. But definitely for my more like air style tricks, I didn't quite feel the sort of the lift that I might feel in other kites. For looping, I was honestly kind of scared to loop this kite. I only gave it one loop, but it caught me and it felt like a good loop. It has a ton, it was just really powered. It's a 9 meter and it's about 30 right now. So I just had to give it the one loop and just to try it, just to see how it was. But it felt fine, it looped quick, and it caught me fast. So definitely looped well. And then what was the
ease of use?
Ease of use. Yeah, for ease of use, I think for ease of use it was good. It definitely has a ton of bar pressure, which I'm personally a big fan of. But maybe for other people, they don't really want a kite with a whole lot of bar pressure. But I was a fan of the strong amount of bar pressure, and it also could have been just because I was really overpowered out there.
Sick. Okay, thank you so much for that in-depth analysis. We're now going to move on to the Evo D LTD by Duotone. Let's go. All right, guys, we've got the Evo D LTD in the air. Gray is about to take it out for a spin. What do you think of the kite so far, Gray? What is your first impression of the kite?
Oh, my first impression is it definitely looks a lot different than the Neo in terms of like how the canopy looks. And the bar pressure, I feel like, is a little bit lighter than the Neo. But other than that, I don't know, it feels really good. It's definitely, I think the 8 is the perfect size for right now. So just excited to go try it.
Awesome. Let's send this guy in the water. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss the action. Let's go. Kite 2 is a wrap. That was the Duotone Evo D LTD. That was nuts. Once again, he was throwing down some crazy tricks out there. What do you think of the kite, Gray?
Oh man, I also think this kite's really, really good. It definitely, like everybody says, it has the lift and the catch. And on some of my tricks, like, it just held me up for so long, and I almost wasn't used to that. Like it was sometimes hard to land stuff because I would down loop and just get picked right back up again. So it was just really cool to experience a kite that like just has that amount of hold. Like it just holds you up in the air compared to some wave kites that maybe just drop you.
That is awesome. And then if we can go more into detail about the 3 categories, jumping ability, looping ability, and ease of use, what's your analysis?
Yeah, I think jumping ability, like 10 out of 10. Like for sure this kite, it jumps really good and it catches you really, really good. It just was really easy to do my air style tricks on it and it just felt really good. Looping, I wasn't able to really get any kite loops, but I think that was more user error. I was struggling out there. I couldn't find a good kicker, but I did do back roll contra loop, and I've actually never landed that trick before. That was the first time I've really tried it in a while and then landed it the first one I did. So, I mean, it definitely loops and catches you really good. And then ease of use. Yeah, ease of use, I think, again, like really, really high. It doesn't have super high bar pressure, but I think for this much wind, that was fine with me. Like, it still performed really good. It felt like it went upwind really good. It just, for ease of use, I think it's a really good kite.
Sick, awesome. So last but not least, we've got the North Reach coming up. Stay tuned because we're gonna swap kites and send them out there again. Let's go. Guys, last but not least, we've got the North Reach. The Reach is North's all-around three-strut kite, and we're gonna send Gray out there to give it a shot before he wraps things up and give us our final assessment of all three kites. How does it feel in the air so far, Gray?
It feels pretty solid right now. It seems like a really responsive and almost a little bit of a twitchy kite, which I'm a big fan of. And yeah, it's feeling good. It's feeling really powered right now, and the bar pressure feels pretty strong. It's actually almost, it seems like it's in the middle with bar pressure between the Evo and the Bandit. It's like just medium bar pressure, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's send you out in the water. We got the drone up for the final kite before we give our final assessment. Let's go. Came off the water with the 2025 North Reach. How was your session, Gray? What do you think of the kite?
My session definitely wasn't my best session of today. The kite, it didn't really do one particular thing very well. It was definitely a solid kite. It did everything okay, but there were no aspects of it that really wowed me. And I felt like there was a lot of things that it was just hard to get like power out of the kite. It was tough to get like height, and I don't know, there were a few aspects of the kite that I didn't personally like, but I think it's still a solid kite, especially if you just want to do a little bit of everything. But for strapless freestyle, for me, it was not the best.
Okay, very, very well. How would you analyze it as far as jumping, looping, and ease of use go?
Yeah, I think jumping, it was all right. I think looping, it was also, I mean, it was just average, I guess, in both of those aspects, jumping and looping. It just felt like just a normal kite, which is not a bad thing. It didn't wow me, I guess. And then for ease of use, I think actually for ease of use, probably a pretty good kite, because it has pretty like solid medium bar pressure, and it just did everything okay. So maybe for ease of use, it's actually a pretty good kite, because just for an everyday rider that just wants to go out in a wide variety of conditions and disciplines, I think this kite would actually do pretty well in that.
Awesome, thanks so much. We're going to put these lines away, and then we're gonna get together over there so that he can choose his favorite and give us his final thoughts about these three awesome kites. See you in a little bit. All right, we just got back here to the sand. I'm here with Gray. He's just gone over the motions of testing all these three awesome kites back to back. So, Gray, what is your favorite kite out of these three, and why?
I think personally for me, my favorite was the Evo. I felt like I was really able to push it in all my tricks, and it really just, it never let me down in terms of strapless freestyle. It felt really good, always caught me. It almost caught me too well. and I wasn't used to that. But yeah, it just was a solid kite for me. But I also think the Bandit did really well. If you want a kite that just performs really well in all conditions, the Bandit really seemed to do that. Like, it definitely didn't hold me back at all in strapless freestyle today. But I think just me personally, I felt like the Evo really shined out there, and I really enjoyed that kite.
That is awesome. So which one of those would you say would be best in the waves?
I think the Bandit, probably. I know the Brainchild is a little bit lighter than most kites, and I think that helps with drift. The waves today were not the best for wave riding testing, I'm gonna be honest, but I still gave it a go, and I think the Bandit probably would perform the best. Just had the most bar pressure, probably had the most drift. I think that's the most solid wave kite.
Thank you so much, Gray. Really appreciate it. That was so much fun to watch him throw it down on those 3 different kites in this awesome nuclear session here in Brazil. Stay tuned because we got some more awesome kite surfing content coming your way, including more kite comparisons. Make sure to leave in the comments what other kites you like us to test and compare, because we want to keep doing awesome content that brings honest and valuable feedback so that you can make an educated decision next time you decide to buy a kite. As always, make sure to subscribe to Matt Kite's YouTube channel, to follow the Brazilian brothers, and also Gray Foster on Instagram for more awesome kite surfing content. See you in the next one.